Hi, I am John from Just Whiskey. If you like today's show, please give it a thumbs up, like, and subscribe. And consider becoming a Patreon with the link in the description below. And thank you so much for the Patreons that I do have that help support this channel. Much appreciated. And what do you get for becoming a Patreon? Once or twice a month, I do an exclusive only Patreon review. It's even more laid back than what I normally do. And yeah, we're slowly building up a catalog of reviews. So that's what you can get. But most importantly, folks, remember, it's just whiskey. If you hear some commotion going on in the back, my two cats are going crazy chasing each other around here playing. I just hope they don't break anything. Today we're going to be talking about and reviewing Dewar's 21-year-old double aged. It is a blend of malts and grains with their unique four-stage process, which we're going to go into very quickly. But the specs on this is they come in 375 milliliter bottles, and you can still find them. These came out, I believe, in 2020. You can still find them if you search hard, and they retail for around $50. So if you double that, $100 for a full-size bottle. The main reason why I bought this is because recently I've watched a couple of very prominent, popular YouTubers, and they were really gushing over this, as well as the Dewar's 32-year-old, which I will be reviewing. So we're going to find out if my thoughts on the 21-year-old, and then in a future review, my thoughts on the 32-year-old. It is non-chill filtered and no coloring added. It's 46% ABV, and their unique process. Stage one just says, actually I can, yeah. I'll show you the picture in a minute, and I'll turn it around for the camera so you can see it for a while. But basically it's just single grain casks and oak casks, single malt and oak casks. Then they're married together, again in oak casks, and then meticulously blended and finally aged in sherry casks. Okay, so it has a sherry finish, but it sounds like the majority of these 21 years were in ex-bourbon. So I'll put this, that's their four-stage process there. You can take a screenshot of it and zoom in it at your leisure. It's not going to get a great score. I'll just tell you that right off the bat. I am disappointed by this, and but we're going to get into the review. My expectations were high. That's why I watched these two other reviewers. One's quite prominent, the other one's quite popular, and this was highly regarded by both of them. Okay, so on the plus side, the nose is pretty good. Okay, on the nose, you're getting grape juice, fresh sherry, a little bit of leather, vanilla cream. It's a pleasant, light nose. Bright. It's a bright nose. There's some cocoa in there. Okay, so the nose is okay. But here's where it loses ground. Even though it is 46% non-chill filtered, no coloring added, it doesn't tell you the percentages of grain versus malt. In my opinion, there's a high grain content in here. It's thin on the palate. It's light on the palate. It's like dry grape juice. So there's a dryness, but I'm getting dry grape juice. But more prominent is that thinness is a grainy alcohol, almost like I won't even put it, rubbing alcohol, right? Or like even pure grain spirits, what they make hand sanitizer out of. So if you made pure grain spirit and didn't put any, perfumes in there to make it smell better, so you're getting that grainy, denatured alcohol, and so it's a little bit of that nip, and it's also like a little sting on the tongue, like a cheap alcohol. Yeah, the finish. It's light, like watered down grape juice. If you took Welch's grape juice and added too much water to it, it's that. The dryness turns to a slight bitterness. There might even be a slight hint of peat. So I'm guessing that somewhere during all this back and forth of marrying and maturing casks, it wouldn't surprise me at all if a small part of that might have been peated, but it's by no means what I call this peated, but I'm picking up a slight hint of peat, especially when the glass is empty and you smell it. I get that little bit of a peat funk in there, but it's not prominent. So yeah, so stay tuned for a future review when I'll compare this 21-year-old to the 32-year-old. Okay, the 32-year-old is substantially more money. They also made a 27-year-old, but after tasting this and the 32-year-old, I was so close to buying the 27. I wanted to do the whole run through, but an opportunity for me to buy it fell through, which I'm kind of relieved for, to be honest with you. I don't feel a need. And both those other two reviewers said that the 27-year-old was their least favorite out of the two. So, will the 32-year-old redeem itself? Stay tuned. If you like the show, give it a thumbs up, like, and subscribe. Consider becoming a Patreon with the link in the description below. Hats off to you all, and take care, folks. Oh. You're saying, where the hell's the score? For those of you that stayed to the end, that was not a fake out. The score on this is like an 82, maybe an 83. So the 83 in the nose, 82 to an 81 on the palate. Yeah, it's low 80s. From my experience, it's not, no need to go get it. Spend your money, spend another $20 and buy a Glenturret 12-year-old. It'll knock your socks off. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Bye-bye, everybody.